So guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to another icon review. In this one today, we are going to be doing a video focusing on the 87 rated base icon, Carlos Alberto. If you need to get your hands on some coins to improve your ultimate team, then check out the link in the description, igvault.com, and if you use the code Kieran at checkout, you'll get yourself a pretty nice discount. Now this is actually one of them items who I always see in Ultimate Team, but never actually try out myself. Like, I like the look of this card, it looks awesome, but I didn't use it all of last year, so this year I'm making a point to actually give it a proper tryout. So we're going to try it in today's video. I've already played a couple of games with this team, by the way, but I am going to play more for the review, so yeah, look out for the gameplay. So this guy's got a 4-star weak foot, which is actually quite useful for a centre back when distributing from deep and also when just wanting to make clearances. Medium wear rates, also not ideal, but definitely not the end of the world. Don't think there'll be too much of a problem. And he does of course stand at 5'11", which is rather short for a centre back, but as you can see, he does have pretty good jumping. So yeah, hopefully the aerial ability won't be too much of an issue. In terms of player traits, he only has leadership, so nothing really applies too much there. Now, in terms of in-game stats, there is a lot to like. First of all, the pace, an obvious one. Centre-backs this year need to be at a certain pace, otherwise they are just going to get destroyed, especially in champs. There's a reason you see Varane and Joe Gomez in nearly every single team. One of the main reasons they get picked is because they're very, very quick. And Carlos Alberto is exactly that. So, yeah, very, very pacey centre-back right here. He's also got some really nice defensive stats, 91 interceptions, 86 stand tackle, and 84 slide tackle. The slide tackle and interceptions are actually going to be maxed out by the chem style we are using, which is, of course, Shadow. Now, Anchor Chem style probably might be better as a whole for Carlos Alberto, but if I'm being fully honest, this card came with a Shadow Chem style, and I thought, you know what, let's just keep it on him and see how he does. Because to be honest, the physical stats are actually already to a good standard. He's got really good strength of 88, decent aggression of 75, and alright jumping of 82. So yeah, those defending and physical departments are actually very, very solid. One thing to note as well with this centre-back item is his dribbling stats are actually really good for a centre-back. He's definitely a mobile centre-back, which there aren't actually too many of in the game. 82 agility on a centre-back this year is very, very rare, so that is great to see. 86 reactions too, and a good composure of 88. And it's also nice to see that he's got good vision of 88 too, and a pretty good shot passing rating of 87 also, so we can pass out from the back. Not really going to discuss too much in the shooting department, but it is worth noting that 82 attack positioning. So those are the numbers, but let's not focus on them, let's focus on in-game performance. So to do that, we're going to get into some matches now, and we're going to test this guy out. Up against Carlos Alberto in game number 1 is Eden Hazard, Mertens, and also a couple of other attacking options with Dybala in midfield, who will likely end up getting switched into a cam role. There's a chance. Coutinho is going to try and get down the wing, but Carlos Alberto very quick to close him down there, and now we can counter. So my opponents ended up quitting at 2-0, and ultimately Carlos Alberto had like one thing to do, and he did it, so not a bad debut, I guess, clean sheet included. Carlos Alberto is going to have to deal with an Aubameyang, a Kai Havertz, and also a couple of pacey wingers in this game, but it's not a particularly brilliant side, so hopefully we can keep another clean sheet. Easy for Carlos Alberto there, just positioned himself well, and got the job done, and then sets us free down the wing. My opponent's Bellerin just out of position there, and we take full advantage. Win this. There we go. I was worried he wasn't going to jump there, but late jump and got the ball. And gets it to Havertz. Havertz could be marked by Carlos Alberto, who eventually closes down Jorginho there. Nice from Carlos Alberto there. I was so focused I didn't even realise it was him. Chance, yes. Rafinha tries to get down the wing, but Carlos Alberto, just as quick as a fullback to be honest, closes him down. Aubameyang's going to try and get down this wing. Carlos Alberto is very quick though, and he's going to come across. He's going to try and deal with him, and eventually does. We knew that cutback was coming, because in FIFA 21, all people do is cut back. Well, at the break, the score is 2-2, and yeah, I wanted a clean sheet in this game, but wasn't to be. And to be honest, both of the goals were down to issues with Tomori, not Carlos Alberto, so slight positive for Carlos Alberto there, but I'm still annoyed to have conceded twice, to be honest. Nice Carlos Alberto, very aggressive, just knocking him off the ball. Chance. Oh, good block from Carlos Alberto there. Sliding challenge with a key block there, because that very well could have been heading into the back of the net. Is Max Cruz trying to get in behind Carlos Alberto? I don't think so. And there is full time. We get the win right on the whistle. Literally the last kick of the game was us putting the ball in the back of net with Mbappe. So happy to get the job done. I thought Carlos Alberto was actually really solid in this game for the most part. He did make one error. It was one of them where you make the tackle and the ball just, goes straight back to the opposition. These things happen, to be honest, even with the best of centre-backs, so that has to be noted. But for the most part, he was solid despite us conceding a few times. I didn't find him at fault for any of the goals. Next game then, and up against Alberto in this game is a pretty good front line, a very pacey one, and there's also a Hull in midfield to watch out for. This has not been an ideal start. We are all over the place. Carlos Alberto is shepherding Hullet out of the box. Eventually, I think we are going to nick the ball. We're going to give away a corner in doing so, though. Nice. Carlos Alberto comes out of line, and then somehow the player lock switched me. I didn't want to switch player there. That could have cost me a goal. But Carlos Alberto did well to win the ball initially, and then, yeah, recover it in the end. Did not like what the game did there, though. Ball's whipped in, here's a chance. Oh, Alberto wins the header, but just doesn't get the cleanest of connections on it. Carlos Alberto in that match was relatively solid, didn't really have too much to do, to be honest. But what he had to do, he did, so I guess that's, a positive. In the next game, Carlos Alberto has the job of keeping Inaki Williams and Rodrigo out of the way, just two OP forwards. Carlos Alberto has a clear now, left-footed clearance up the field. And this might turn into a really good through ball if Mbappe can get a move on and get on the end of this, and he almost does, to be fair. Chance for the opposition to come inside, but Carlos Alberto just waits for the error and takes full advantage. And then clears long up the field, up to Kylian Mbappe, who's in a bit of space here. He's going to dink the ball over the top. Dennis Bergkamp, oh, just doesn't get the right connection on it. Okay, so at the break, it's 1-1, and to be honest, Carlos Alberto hasn't had too much to do. My opponent's attacking constantly down the other edge, and he's one of them players who's just get the ball to Adama Traore and see what I can do with it. So, yeah, that's that. Ball's whipped in, chance. Carlos Alberto with the header. It's a good save from ter Stegen. Yeah, you ain't gonna trick Carlos Alberto like that. He's agile. He's one of the rare agile centre-backs in the game. So full time has come around, and unfortunately this game does indeed end in defeat. Yeah, I thought Carlos Alberto was alright in that game, but there were a few moments where he became a bit unstuck. Okay then, now we've played a few matches with Carlos Alberto, it's time to, review his performances, and all in all, a very good centre-back item. I liked him quite a bit, and he did do a pretty good job for me, which is great. I feel like I could definitely do a weekend league with this guy, and maybe I will at some point, because it is a pretty good card, and it's definitely an item which I feel has good longevity. So I feel like you could be using this card for quite some time. In-game, obviously, feels very quick. He's definitely one of the quicker centre-backs which you can get hold of. And one thing I've really liked about Alberto is he's not just quick when just, coming out of line and stuff like that. He's actually quick to turn as well, which is, something that some centre-backs aren't able to do. Some might be quick just naturally when sprinting forward, but they're not as quick on the swivel. So this guy does offer that, which is quite nice. Obviously, that comes from him being mainly a right back, but yeah, like the agility, and I like his ability to turn both with and without the football as I drop my pen. So yeah, happy with that. Positionally, he's pretty solid. I don't think he's as defensively sound as some other centre backs when it comes to positioning. He does like to come out of line a bit, but when he does come out of line, he does have the pace to make up that space if he misses with his interception or his tackle attempt, which is obviously good. Distribution was very solid. I liked his short passing, and as you saw from the footage, his long passing is also up to a decent standard. His long passing isn't super consistent, but he has certainly got it in his locker to distribute from deep with a long over-the-top through ball if need be. And when it comes to controlling the ball, I would argue he's one of the better players in the game. He's got nice ball control, and just in general, he's composed with possession. So he's one of the players who, if you get stuck with your defender, he does have the ability to turn with the ball. He's not like a fantastic dribbler. Like, I'm not saying go and runs with him or anything like that, but compared to other centre-backs, he's a pretty good dribbler, and that is definitely worth noting. Now we come on to the defensive stats, which is obviously a key part of this video with him being, a defender. Interceptions, brilliant with this card. Very, very good. And his tackling abilities are also up to a good standard. But on occasion, I do have to mention, when making a stand tackle with this guy, it wasn't like a complete tackle. He'd like get his foot to it, he'd stab the ball away, but ultimately the ball would end up going to the opponent. That happened on a few occasions, so just something to note there. I like his strength in the game though, and he is able to push people off the ball, which is very nice, and also he's pretty aggressive when shooting out of land to make interceptions as well, which was also beneficial at times. Stamina held up well, as you would expect with him being a centre-back, and also his aerial ability wasn't that bad. Now if he comes up against players like you know, a Cristiano Ronaldo who's brilliant aerially, he's definitely going to struggle, but against the more average, well not average, but the average aerially attackers, he is going to be able to deal with them despite being quite short because of his jumping stat. And he even won a few attacking headers for me, which is quite nice, but unfortunately we were unable to convert them. But all in all, as a centre-back, a really solid item, and as I say, did a very good job for me for the most part. And ultimately, would I use this card again? I definitely would, because it's a very good centre-back item, and as I say, I do believe it'll have plenty of longevity in FIFA 21. But do I advise picking him up? The answer is no, and that's just because the players like Varane and like Joe Gomez, now I know we all get sick of seeing them in Weekend League, but there's a reason you see them in so many teams, and that's because A, they're super, they're just really good, they're like super meta for this game, and B, they're not that expensive in the grand scheme of things, so they just represent so much better value than this Carlos Alberto item. So ultimately, a very good centre-back item, but just not worth the cost in my opinion when you can pick up similarly rated cards for around, for much less, sorry. So yeah, great card, but not great value for money is pretty much what I've been trying to say there, but I've just made it sound way more complicated than it is. Anyway, let's wrap this video up. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like rating on it if you found it useful as well, and comment below your thoughts on the item. Also let me know which other icons to review. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you in the next